Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video, and I feel it's fair to say I got a bit of a spicy one today. So, my friend Janus Andersen, who is one of the legacy guys here in Copenhagen that I've known for many years, Janus top-aided, I think it was GP Birmingham, a legacy GP a couple years ago, so knows the format, and is also like a notorious brewer. And we have been talking sort of to and fro for a couple of months now about the fact that we feel like Divining Witch or Divining Witch. I'm not sure. I'm going to say Divining Witch, so let's just get that out of the way. I'm not sure which is correct, but Divining Witch is sort of an underutilized card in Legacy, or maybe that's incorrect, but it is a card that has some intriguing possibilities that are currently not being used and it's not seeing play. Now, that might be the case because it's just not good enough, or it might be that there is some space to explore. And of course, Divining Witch is basically fixed demonic consultation, and anyone playing CDH knows that demonic consultation and Thassa's Oracle are like best buddies, right? So just to like spell it out, the way the combo works is you have a Sensei's Divining Witch. I was about to say a Divining Witch in play, and it needs to not be summoning sick. And then you put Thassa's Oracle into play. With the trigger on the stack, you then activate Divining Witch, and you discard a card, and you name a card. And the trick is then to name a card that's not in your deck, basically. And then your whole deck gets exiled, and then Thassa's trigger resolves, and you win the game. So Demonic Consultation does this for 1 mana, a black mana at instant speed. You don't need to discard a card. It's not on a 1/1 creature. So obviously, Demonic Consultation would be absolutely broken in it by every which metric I think you can come up with in Legacy. And this is much, 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 much powered down. But it is nevertheless a fairly sort of, I want to say, powerful A plus B combo. And I have been tinkering with this list that Janus sent me, and I, took some cards out, put some cards in. Initially, Janus wanted this card, Sacred Guide, which is basically like a one of that does this effectively does the same effect that Divining Witch does, which if you only have one white card in your deck, if you activate Sacred Guide, then you basically exile your deck. But I found that one of my issues, I've been playing versions of this list these past couple of days to pretty medium results, but not like so bad results that I obviously didn't think it was worth putting into a video here. I think there are kernels of something that's interesting about this that may be worth exploring. But one of the problems I had with this deck was basically the mana. This list had a Tundra in there, and only one basic island, no basic forest, no basic swamp. And I just felt like, because having this one white card necessitating... Oh, hang on, was there a scrubland in here? No, there is. Oh, good God. I need to remove that. Yeah, let me just do that right now. All right, yeah, I added a second Underground Sea, which was also there originally, but I just replaced it before. But yeah, having these white duels being just incredibly soft to a Blood Moon, basically not being able to win through a Blood Moon no matter what happened, because the Divining Witch requires a black mana on activation, and that just felt pretty bad. The list I was sent by Janus also had this spicy Planeswalker, Tivar Jubilant Brawler, which, as you can see, has some interesting abilities, like a static ability that gives your creatures haste, for all intents and purposes here with regards to activated abilities. And that is definitely one of the issues with this deck, is that you need to untap with Divining Witch. Now, that can happen through an Aether Vial, You can like activate Aether Vial with 2 counters on it on your opponent's end step. Divining Witch comes into play, and if they don't have instant speed removal, then you untap with Divining Witch. Hooray! But if they have instant speed removal, then it may just die. But like just spending 2 mana, putting this into play, and passing the turn and having it survive a whole turn cycle is a little bit tricky. But yeah, so I decided like Tavar didn't really come up in the leagues I played, and having like this 3 mana Planeswalker just I get what it does for the deck, but I just ultimately like I think I found that for this to make a difference, you would need 6 mana, right? So you would need the 2 mana to cast the Divining Witch, then 2 mana to cast Thassa's Oracle, and then 2 mana to activate Divining Witch. And I think it's just much more often that we will be either using Aether Vial, that's the ideal. All the matches I won involved Aether Vial, basically. Or we cast the Divining Witch, we like force of will their bolt on it or whatever, and then we untap, and we have 4 mana. It's just like having 6 mana in like with no soul lands, with no mana dorks, just 6 lands that are sitting there undisrupted in play is a little bit of a tall order. But the thing I also kind of like about this deck is that it is able to play like a fair creature plan, so to speak. We have 4 Orcish Bowmasters and 3 Uro. The numbers probably could be tinkered with, but yeah, that's sort of where I'm at the moment. And then the sideboard is like good Sultai cards I found kind of thing. I was listening to the Eternal Glory podcast a couple of weeks ago, and they had this. Brian Cook mentioned Ground Seal as a card that maybe was not seeing an adequate amount of play, and I really like that. I think I remember Ground Seal briefly seeing play. I can't remember when it was. Maybe during Loris era, or I can't remember. But I, I remembered this card because I had like remembered it from Legacy a while back. But I think this is pretty cool. We can still escape Uro with this one in play. Our opponents can't surgical extract Uro, and it doesn't stop in exhume, but it stops reanimate and animate dead, all of which are kind of nice. But yeah, this is still sort of. Oh yeah, sorry. One thing I forgot to mention: Worldly Tutor. Worldly Tutor is it's really cool. Like it is often the forgotten and somewhat ridiculed of the Mirage block Mirage and Visions tutors, but this is the old school top deck tutor that is instant speed, unlike personal tutor. The fact that this is instant speed and it just gets us the combo piece we need, like there are some sweet lines where you're sitting on like either the A or the B and an Aether Vial on 2 counters and 2 lands in play, and then you just like end of turn, whoops, a Worldly Tutor, and then I win. I guess for that to be the case, it would have to be Divining, which we had in hand because you do need to also draw it. But it is pretty cool that this is instant speed. I decided to add a Sylvan Safekeeper. I don't know, like we're not a Green Sun Zenith deck, and I don't know if like Worldly Tutoring for a Sylvan Safekeeper is ever something we want. But I do like that it's a human. I added Cavern of Souls as well, just because as another way to sidestep counter magic. And unfortunately, for some perplexing reason, the Divining Witch is not a wizard, which is just a fail. But maybe if it was, it would it would be too good. I don't know. But the fact that the Thassa's Oracle and Divining Witch do not share creature type is unfortunate. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump into the league right now, and we'll see how we do. Okay, on the draw for round 1, I have a pretty interesting hand. Turn 1 Aether Vial. I like keeping a hand with Aether Vial and land is, or rather, mulling a hand with Aether Vial and a land is always kind of hard for me to do. Unfortunately, we're not on the play, but on the draw. Oh, it's a lot of Bowmasters, and that means we are vulnerable to daze. But that sets them back at land, and we have plays to make after this. But okay, so Bowmasters, or rather Aether Vial, is in. I wonder what this volcanic is then. It makes me feel like it's not Delver. Maybe it's like Sneak and Show or something. But yeah, let's see. Yep. All right. Sneak and Show confirmed. I am just dead to. Ugh, gross. Okay. Well, I guess I'm putting in Bowmasters. There's an Emrakul, which I don't have an answer to, unfortunately. Yep. I don't believe I do. I'm just going to take my draw step here and then likely pack it in. Yeah. All right. GG's, I guess. Boo, Emrakul. Boo, Sneak and Show. All right. So, sideboarding wise, we have the Forces of Negation that can come in. And maybe like Children's Edict. Oh, that seems pretty bad. Like, for the exact thing that happened this game that we just lost, this would have been a good card to have in your deck to draw, but is there anything else? Carpet of Flowers is not nothing, but it's also not amazing. Let's bring these four in. Probably board out like Emrakul. Oh, sorry, Emrakul. Uro and the Sylvan Safekeeper. Is there anything obvious that I should be boarding out? No, I think that's fine. Let's see if we can maybe not get raffle stumped by them on turn 2 in game 2. All right. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. I guess I do kind of feel like just Worldly Tutoring for Divining Witch. I'll do it on their end of turn. The thing is, if I get to play and resolve Divining Witch next turn and then get to untap, then they can never show and tell, because then I just show and tell Thassa and activate the Witch. I'm also curious how they approached sideboarding. They saw Bowmasters and Aether Vial, which is hardly like the most normal thing. I would really love for them not to like play Lotus Petal here, because then I know I can daze a counterspell on the, well, I guess Whirly Tutor, but also on the subsequent Divining Witch. So they shuffle and draw a card. Okay, Whirly Tutor. But yeah, kind of sort of I'm hoping they aren't sitting on like removal spells here. Like they have to either ignore or respect Bowmasters. And the fact that I'm an Aether Vial deck must tell them, or should inform them, that I have like at least some significant portion of my deck revolving around creatures. Okay, they're passing. Now to draw my my Cavern of Souls. Force of Negation. Yeah, I guess I'll pick up Force of Negation and then draw Bowmasters next turn. I am gonna attack here. I don't suspect they will have like a flash creature that can block. And oh, what am I doing? I was just talking about this. Yeah, I was supposed to keep this open because now I do lose to show and tell. Well, let's hope it doesn't end up punishing me. Okay, looks like it didn't. Draw the Bowmasters and pass without attacking. Please and thank you. And then I'll probably flash in the Bowmasters before my next turn and probably fetch Undercity Sewers to get the Surveil. Hope they're not sitting on like a Fury or something. That's something these decks have been known to play from time to time. Okay, let's get the Sewers. If I can find Cavern of Souls here, I just get to win, but it's a 1-off, so not too hopeful. Let's put this Misty into the graveyard. Ponder. Okay, I'll take Ponder. Yeah, I'll draw the Daze actually, and then I'll draw Brainstorm next turn. And I mean, I'm not playing this Thassa right now into all their open mana. Like, I think it's much too likely that, I guess what I could do is I could Divining Witch for another Thassa here. It would cost me a card from my hand, so is that worth it? We're kind of long past where these dazes are relevant. Oh, hang on. I'm just not thinking straight here. I can also get my my Cavern. I know the top 2 cards in my deck aren't Cavern. The thing is, this exiles cards until it exiles, or exiles the top 6 cards and then starts looking for the card you. So if my Cavern is in the 4 cards beneath the top 2, then I will lose. But I think it's worth risking that. I'm going to discard a Daze. Okay, I'm going to name Cavern of Souls. 18 cards left in my deck. They have to remove my friend here, which I'm really banking on them not being able to. I can hard cast the Force of Negation on like a lightning bolt. Let's name Merfolk. All right, cool. On the board. Well, in round one, not on the board. On the board. All right. I don't think I do anything post board. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to like, if I keep Sylvan Safekeeper, or if I bring that back in, there's a chance because there's now a chance they'll be like boarding into removal. But no, I think I'm just gonna like resubmit here. All right. I will. Ugh. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. Yeah, I'll keep this instead. I'll bottom a land. There's Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb. Is this a turn one show and tell? Okay, no. Basic Forest. Alright, just pass the turn. Alright, no land drop on their second turn. I'm gonna fetch Undercity Sewers here. We also have to be mindful of Blood Moon. That is an effect that Sneak and Show decks have been known to play. I'll take a Bowmasters. I will cast or play Tropical Island and pass. Drown the Lock, like theoretically on if they were to cast a 0 mana spell right now. Their graveyard is disappointingly unstocked. I think I'm gonna start off with a Daze here. So they Force of Will exiling a Daze. I think I Force of Will exiling Thassa's Oracle. Now, if they force once more, okay, they didn't, but we could have like let the whole stack resolve except for the show and tell and then drown and lock them. Okay, I'm gonna cast Bowmasters here. And now they're an Ancient Tomb deck with no other lands in play on 16 life, and I have Drown the Lock that can counter show and tell. Oh, and Children's Edict is not the worst either. And they're just passing. Wow, they're sort of all in on that. It's Divining Witch. I'm not going to play it. I'd rather keep up Drown. Another Ancient Tomb. So like red mana sneak attack, I can't actually interact with Drown the Lock. I can still Children's Edict, like if they send something through. But yeah, not ideal. But they are like getting. They need like something exactly like that, and they're running out of time to get it. Would also cost them 4 life. They're passing. Just one more pass. Or I guess rather a few more passes. Okay, Force of Negation is nice. It's still just like one spell we can counter, but now we can counter Sneak Attack. Okay. What is this? All the Divining Witches. They're at 6 now, so if they tap both Ancient Tombs, they're dead on my next attack. Move to discard, huh? Okay. Yeah, their deck sort of like malfunctioned. Not drawing any colored sources. Now I could play a Divining Witch, but I don't think it's going to matter. I would rather keep up the ability to draw in the Lock and Children's Edict. And they can only tap one Ancient Tomb now. And passing, which means soon they'll only be able to, or they won't be able to tap any Ancient Tomb. At which point, I'm not sure what they're doing. Discarded a Preordain. Alright. Last go around. Hey, we got it. That's awesome. Alright, off to a winning start. Let's go for round number 2. Alright, on the play for round number 2. This is no Ether Vial opener, but I'll keep it nonetheless. I'll probably just go Tropical Island Ponder. Yeah. I'll take a Daze. Alright, what you got from the opponent? Misty Rainforest pass. I think I will not. I'll not like name Cavern of Souls, name Orc or Archer with Cavern of Souls, but rather hope that this Daze can get me through. If they just pass, oops. I think I'll fetch right now and get Undercity Sewers, which was the top card of my deck. I'll put Brainstorm in the graveyard. We already have one of those. Oh, how about that? Aether Vial. Okay. I'm actually going to play out the Aether Vial. Turn 3 Aether Vial, a lot less interesting than turn 1 Aether Vial. And then I think I will pass. Okay. If they Bowmaster me here, I'm going to let it resolve and then Bowmaster them. And protect my Bowmaster with Daze. And if all fails, we have Fatal Push coming. Next turn. Ooh, Force of Will, pitch Murktide. I'm gonna pick up the Trop. I don't want to be like choking myself on mana versus this deck. Okay, interesting. They forced before a daze, but they had the daze nonetheless, so I guess that means they were hoping to do something with like 3 mana next turn? I don't know. Alright, so they did manage to counter our Bowmasters, and let's see if they can follow it up with like a Grief or something and take my Fatal Push. Here comes the attack. That was really interesting. They pitched a Murktide. Always yield, and yes, there's Uro. Oh, that's also a good one. I think I'll wait on and push the action and push the Orc on their upkeep. And I'm not gonna brainstorm in case they have a second one. Okay, here's the 3 mana play. Maybe they have like Narset or something. Oh, it's just Murktide. Sure. I think I'll. Maybe it doesn't matter. I think I will brainstorm on the end of their turn. I don't think it matters. I'm not going to force of will the Murktide. What's interesting though is I have a Cavern of Souls here, so I can get Uro into play if they don't wasteland. If they don't wasteland me. Obviously not this turn, but on the next turn. I think I would just like to see another land here. They force of will my brainstorm. Wow. Okay, so here is where I say always no, but then click it up, because you basically this like you want the Vylon too. I think I'm just gonna put Uro into my graveyard. Okay. All right. Now we really do need them to not excuse me, to not wasteland me this one turn. If we can have that. There's the Trop we knew about. If we can avoid our land getting wasted, we have uncounterable Uro coming. And we do. Alright, sweet. We are at 9 life though. Whoops. There's Tutor. Alright, I am gonna name Elder here. Alright, so let's see here. I will be at 12 after this resolves. Then they attack me down to 7. Then I attack up to 10. They attack me down to 7. It's 5. I attack up to up to 8. Yeah, I may win this race, but we'll see. Love for them to not have another Bowmasters. I don't draw land. I draw Brainstorm. Is there anything I want to Worldly Tutor on my upkeep? Probably not, right? I probably want to find the combo with Ponder and Brainstorm, and then like Worldly Tutor what I don't have. I'm down to 7. Force of Will is a good pickup, I think. I'm gonna attack with Uro first. I guess in my whole like combat math calculation before. Oh, Stifle A. I think I do actually need that life total. Let me maybe brainstorm to inform. They pretended like they were paying costs here. Alright, so how does this work? So if if Force of Will happens, or rather if Stifle happens here, I think, it's crazy. Like Stifle also kills the Thassa trigger, and then we're just dead. So if they have another Stifle, I think they have us either way. Let's see here. I put back Underground Sea and Fatal Push, and then I Force of Will the Stifle. Then they Brainstorm. Okay, do they have another Stifle? They did not. Okay, that's good. So I'm at 9, and I think I will. While they only have 1 card here, I feel like if they had found Stifle number 2, they would have cast it. So I'm gonna Worldly Tutor now before they draw another card. I'm gonna put Divining Witch on top, and I guess we'll see. Maybe that was dumb. Like in case they grief me right now, they're gonna take Oracle, and then the Divining Witch is kind of like a dud. Yeah, that was actually pretty dumb. I don't think that made a lot of sense. Maybe maybe. That was dumb. Because I thought about it briefly, like Worldly Tutoring with the Uro trigger on the stack, so I would have drawn it. So they're shuffling Let's hope they don't have another Murktide. If they have Murktide number 2 here. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary, okay. But yeah, if they have Murktide number 2, I'm dead. They're targeting what? Ponder, okay. Well, that will grow their Murktide. But how about you don't have another Murktide? Okay, looks like they don't. So if I go to 2, then up to 5. So I'm dead either way. Oh, that's so gross. I could fatal push the army and not. Oh, god damn it! So if I just instead of spewed my Whirly Tutor on the Divining Witch, that still doesn't do what I need it to do because it's gonna be summoning sick. I could have gotten like another Uro just for the life gain. Okay, so let's see. If they deal me 6, I'm at 3. I go back to 6. I'm still dead from the Murktide attack next turn. If they deal me 7, I'll be at 2. I'll be up to 5, and then I think maybe holding on to the Fatal Push is better. So yeah, basically, I think I need to hit like another Uro off of this this Uro trigger. I'm gonna draw the Divining Witch, and then Uro needs to hit Uro. I think. I'm not sure if there's another. What's this? Shoulder's Edict. So I don't even get that. I guess this. Yeah. I could file in the Divining Witch. I guess maybe then Thassa's Oracle is better. Get like a Scry 3, and then I'll sacrifice that. Not a Scry, but you know what I mean. Ooh, they're gonna have 6 cards. Oh man, 6 cards. 6 cards in their graveyard. Is there any way I get them to like? I think like if I fatal push, this goes to the graveyard, but I don't think it stays in the graveyard. I don't think that's how things work. But I'm gonna put Drown in the Lock on top here. If there was any way I could like, if I had another land here, I could have fatal pushed my own Uro, like if it was a fetch land, to then re-escape it for another 3 life. Ah, fuck! I clicked through combat. God damn it! Ah. Okay. Too many things going on. Well, that doesn't matter now. I don't have the. That. Oh, how stupid. Yeah. Okay. Let's regroup here. Okay, I think I want the graveyard stuff, at least the Nihil spell bombs. Probably the 3rd push and potentially 2 dismember. I'm not sure. Shieldred's Edict also seems good. Oh yeah, Carpet of Flowers, of course. That's a lot of stuff. So what's the plan here? Maybe to cut out the combo entirely. That does seem like by some margin the weakest part of this, like versus this deck. How does that leave us in terms of like blue cards and stuff? I guess Whirly Tutor. So we have 14, 16, 19 blue cards. That's still somewhat acceptable. Also, like, not sure how good Aether Vial is. Maybe I board out like 1 Aether Vial for 1 Thassa. That may seem weird, but just like having 4 Aether Vial when all you really have to put through the vial is the Bowmasters, and then having another blue card, Thassa seems okay. Oh man, that's gonna take me some time to live that down. Yep. All right. This seems fine. I think I'm gonna prioritize the spell bomb over the vial. They're on a Maul to 6. Oh, that's just one of those things that is so frustrating in Magic Online. Like one of the things that wouldn't happen in real life. You wouldn't like forget to attack. I don't think. Okay, Wasteland. All right, and now I'm gonna get a basic island probably, and then play the Aether Vial. Do they have a 1-drop here, or is it a Ponder? Pick your poison. I think I will daze that. And if they daze, then I probably sacrifice the spell bomb. just because I'm not sure that I'll be getting like more lands anytime soon, and that's how I'm casting this Bowmasters. But okay, there's a basic swamp coming my way. I'm gonna fetch now. They showed us Stifle. This also means that like draw a card with Spellbomb is live. And I think as soon as they show me, all right, so it's Bug Beanstalk. So maybe going this heavy on the graveyard stuff was not good, like not that meaningful, but yeah. All right, but they did show a Stifle. We could like be like faux activating Aether Vial here. All right, so we have hard cast, or we have Drown the Lock, and we have Bowmasters coming through the vial here. So that's kind of nice. And I think as soon as they show us Murktide Graveyard mana, I'm gonna nuke the graveyard. And that is now. Okay, I am gonna bite here. Ooh, they can no longer Bowmaster or the thing. They can daze here if they want to. They might have a second Stifle. They do not. Maybe they have Fatal Push. Yeah, it looks like it. Or Murderous Cut, perhaps? That will draw them a card and grow the army, I guess. Yeah, I could have nuked the graveyard with their fetch line cracked, and then they wouldn't have had the cut mana. Maybe I should have done that. Because I think it's worth more having the Bowmaster in play than them having the army grown one power and one toughness. Okay, I think I'm gonna brainstorm now. I'd love to find a green mana. I do find those things. The Cavern of Souls is also nice. Yeah, let's play this and cast Ponder, and we can draw Polluted Delta and then draw Cavern of Souls next turn. There's also a world where we tick up the Aether Vial to 3. I actually kind of like that because that will give us 2 land drops and Uro into play. Oh no, here comes, I was narrating and I forgot to check their thing here. Okay. Yep, that's a nice Nihil Spellbomb I have in play. It has done nothing. I was busy dreaming up what I was going to do and I forgot to pay attention to the game. Sort of a classic. Okay, they choose not to shuffle. We could nuke the graveyard now just to draw a card. Is that correct? That's going to grow the Murktide. I mean, that's going to happen at any point. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do it. Just to draw a card here. It may seem silly. It's going to grow their Murktide, but I think it's worth having the card. Alright, so I'm going to always yield. Always no, but then choose yes. I'm going to cast this or play this land and fetch a green, like another trop. And then I'm going to activate. I should be able to do this around surgical extraction. Just make sure the escape trigger is stacked correctly. Gonna put this into play. Name Giant. And then I'm gonna escape our buddy Uro here. Ooh, and we have a Shouldered Edict now. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll probably take a Ponder. So removal on Uro plus surgical probably ends the game. I don't think I have enough to really win. Okay, and they just let me untap here. They have 5 cards in hand. It's kind of scary. Okay, so I'm going to attack with Uro, I think. And then if they flash in Bowmasters, I'm going to respond with Shouldered Edict. They're paying costs right now. Okay. So they have Shouldered Edict. And they did this, like, I'm not going to have mana to do all the things I want because of Because I didn't play out the carpet ahead of time here. All right. Actually, hang on. I will, right? Yeah. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Let's see. Okay. They have Bowmasters, so I suppose they're going to sacrifice that. I still think this Uro is a somewhat interesting creature for them to have to deal with because of this Cavern of Souls. I feel pretty confident they have like they have a force of will. I guess I don't know. I'm just feels like they've drawn quite a few cards here. Okay. All right. So let's pass here. If they have more Shieldred's Edicts, that's kind of a problem. Yep. There is yet another Shieldred's Edict heading to the top of their deck. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think this game is, or this match is probably lost. They were gonna be having too much card advantage. Yep. Oh yeah, that's good too. So now not only do I need to find an answer to the Murktide, but yeah, I don't know. I guess they can't force right now, but I do need this Ponder to come up trumps. Let's try this. I guess I'll take another Ponder and then I'll play the fetch land. Let me just have a look here. What do I even have? Drown the Lock can't kill Murktide right now. Dismember doesn't do it. I only had the one Shieldred's Edict, so I'm kind of in a lot of trouble here. I don't know, like Uro into Bowmasters. They're at 7. I don't know. Doesn't look good. Fucking 8/8, is it? Yeah. I guess I will shuffle. And that's all she wrote, folks. Alright, GG's opponent. Yeah, I'm still wondering what would have happened if I hadn't missed my attack. I would have had the Drown the Lock in my hand, and my opponent would just have to not like put any card into their graveyard, but maybe they would have done. I don't know. All right, off to round number 3. All right, on the draw for round number 3, I don't think I can keep this hand with just the Bayou. Yep, this is better. Keep this. Bottom, probably Cavern of Souls. I really want this Aether Vial to resolve, and if it does, then suddenly we're sort of looking pretty good. I'd love to not see Dragon's Rage Chandler here. Pretty poor. Okay. That's not it. Delver. Okay, almost as bad. Though not quite. Oh, Pobble. So they can make sure, or at least increase the likelihood that Delver will flip. Okay. How about no daze? If I'm them here, I daze every day of the week if I have it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna hope they don't have Wasteland, seeing as we drew the second vial, and if I force, I have to pitch Thassa, which is sort of half of the combo, and I already have the other half, so yeah. But I'm not sure we'll have the time if this Delver flips. Let's see. Okay, so the top of their deck wasn't an instant or sorcery. Boom, Molten Collapse. That even kills the Aether Vial, right? Non-land permanent, yeah. Ugh. That's gross. So this is Grixis Delver. Yeah, this is the hard territory. Yep, there's a Wasteland. We're completely in the shitter here. Need a land. Drew a land. Heyo. Alright, I'm gonna get, I think, basic forest here. Play the vial. Basic forest lets me worldly tutor. But we are under the gun here. They can't Molten Collapse this turn. They can next turn if they have access to red mana, which I'm going to assume that they do. Maybe I draw blue. Okay, there's a brainstorm. Maybe I draw a blue card and I can force Molten Collapse. That was an interesting brainstorm. So they know what we are drawing. Let's find out ourselves what we're drawing. Delta. That's not bad. Yeah. I mean, this means that they will get Molten Collapse in all likelihood. But at least we can do stuff. But now, like, if we actually without the vial, this blue mana cost on Thassa's Oracle is pretty ridiculous to accept here because I was going to fetch basic swamp. Ooh, they missed. But they have a Murktide, so I'm just dead. How big is it? It's 5/5. Okay, I'm not exactly dead yet. But, so, yeah, alright. So I'll be at 9. They will attack me down to 1. So the thing is, I think I have to. I think I pretty much have to just Worldly Tutor right now, and then put the guy, the Divining Witch, into play. Or I guess no, I don't have to. I am gonna Worldly Tutor right now. Yeah, I'm gonna Worldly Tutor. If they play Force of Negation, I guess I should have done this on my turn. Okay, so Divining Witch is on top here, and Aether Vial ticks up to 2. So now if they have Bowmasters, they can ping me the last point of damage. But yeah, it is what it is. We are sort of running them a little bit close, but it doesn't really feel like it. If they find a red mana source in, like, anyways, then it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm about to take 8. I'll be at 1. Do you have Bowmasters as well? I guess I'll just activate, huh? They could have Stifle, they could have Shoulder's Edict or Petty Theft here. Oh no, they're paying costs. They did have Bowmasters. Are they going to target me or my Divining Witch? Yeah. Alright, GG's. Okay, so another blue-black deck. Not, this is Grixis, not Beanstalk though. Okay. I think I'm gonna try a kind of the same game plan as before. Maybe Deed is better here because they showed us Delver and they're gonna have Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's a lot of cards to bring in. Let's board out the combo. We are down to the aforementioned 19 blue cards, which I think is okay. We can board out Worldly Tutor and 1 Aether Vial. Yeah, not gonna lie, this doesn't feel like a specifically favorable matchup, like playing this wonky creature-based combo deck against the cutthroaty tempo machine, but we are here on our own volition. I'm gonna fetch Basic Island and cast Ponder, and then depending on, like, if they put a creature in play, I'm gonna Cavern on Bowmaster or on Orc and play the Bowmaster and kill it. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna take all these. Maybe I should have left the swamp on top instead, in case they Mishra's bobble us. I don't think they are playing discard. Come on, DRC. I suppose I could also just kill this with Fatal Push, but I think I'm just gonna still do this. We can daze their Bowmasters if they were to like play one, then they can daze us back. So who knows? But okay, another DRC. Well, we can push that. Push it some more. Do I just want to do that? Maybe I want to brainstorm first. Okay, is this a Pyroblast? So I can daze to get my brainstorm, or I can hope that daze is still like worth a card next turn. Like, yeah, I'd probably prefer that. Also, as to not fall behind. I am pretty concerned about them like playing a third land and then casting Murktide. Yep, there's the third land. Do you also have the big bird? Because Bowmasters here would also be pretty good for them. But it looks like they do have the Murktide. Yeah. Big trouble. Don't have green mana either, even if I were to draw Uro, which is sort of one of my better draws right now. Instead, I'm stuck with this Daze in hand that I could have used on the Brainstorm. But the Ponderous is not a bad card here. Ugh. I think I'll have to shuffle these. Force of Will, huh? Well, just need 3 more lands and I can Pernicious Deed this Murktide. Ha ha ha. Maybe this deck could also just be like straight Dimir. Okay, I'll let that resolve. Straight Dimir and then like play its own Murktides. I'm not sure if that would be any good. Oh, look at this 3-color deck, no green mana. It's just killing me. No, I'm gonna keep back my Bowmaster. Yeah, we're drawing towards the one-of Sheoldred's Edict here, I guess. No, I guess that doesn't even work. They bolt our Bowmasters. I think I will force that. I'm going to concede. GG's opponent. On the draw for round number 4, I'm going to keep this hand. It has a line towards the win, but it does need some help here. Wow. 4 blue decks in a row. That's interesting. See if it's another. And yep. Oh, God. Oh, I really wish I had had a little bit more luck in the matchup lottery than the 3 tempo decks in a row with my wonky like C tier combo deck. Okay. In other news, we did kind of find all that we wanted here. I want all of these 3 cards. So let's just, I suppose, assume we're gonna be taking like a bunch of wastelands here. Did they target me? No, they targeted themselves. They found an instant or sorcery on top. A lightning bolt. No shuffle. There's the first of several wastelands, I'm sure. Next card down is Divining Witch. But I do have like 2 Whirly Tutors, so one of them could find Sylvan Safekeeper, the other one could find Divining Witch. Or even Uro. We also we are able to kill this this insectile aberration with Drown the Lock. Get the fuck out of here with your wastelands. God. Wasteland. Why, Wasteland? Why? So what to do here? Maybe we Fetch basic island. And we can cast the brainstorm. I know I just made my land drops a little bit less than ideal. Okay, so I have about 1,000,000 cards I want to play that are all running into days here. So maybe the fatal push. Maybe I'm gonna fatal push on their turn. If they daze here, probably would have been the same to do it on my turn. I'm not sure. If I had drawn a basic forest, I would have been so happy, but that unfortunately is not the case. Okay, so now we have to fade Murktide Regent. Okay, that means no Murktide Regent this turn. That's good. If they have like a Dragon Tree Chandler, we can drown that in the lock. Double Wasteland. Okay, that's probably good for us. That means, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play Aether Vial. Or rather, I'm actually going to play Bayou here and play Worldly Tutor. I'm going to put Sylvan Safekeeper on top. I'm going to cast Aether Vial. And really hope that doesn't get countered. It didn't. Okay. So, does that mean no Force of Will or what? Maybe they have. Yeah. The least shocking wasteland in the history of non-shocking wastelands occurred in my end of turn. And they're just passing. Wow, so they brainstorm lock themselves, huh? Alright, let's like this. Now, am I better off keeping this? I'm just trying to work out if I can somehow like play around Lightning Bolt. Alright, I'm just gonna play this out and then they can waste it. Because I mean, there's no like timing wise, they're never going to be trapped into like lightning bolting while I have Underground Sea in play. What's this? Oh, it's Seek the Beast. A beast is being sought. Yeah, all right. Days and Bowmasters. So they really need to hit their black mana here, huh? They didn't. Yeah, I'll take the Delver. They can have Delver. They're not wasting me for the time being, anyways. Okay, never mind. Alright, so I'm going to activate this. I'd really like to draw a land. But if not, I can always drown in the lock and see if it holds, like if they don't have days. If they do have a bolt. Did they exile any bolts yet? No. Okay, Uro is kind of not where it's at. Alright, let's pass. No flip. Okay, there's a land. Let's see what they do. We almost have the win right now. It is very close. Green, okay. That doesn't cast Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, Questing Druid. I think that means we get to win this game. Let's see. Alright, end of turn. Activate Vial. Put in Divining Witch. We untap. Draw step. And we activate the Vial. We put in Thassa in response to her trigger. We activate Divining Witch, discarding Uro. And we name A Good Day to Pie. Our deck gets exiled. And we win. Okay, that was actually super interesting. I didn't think I was going to get away with that with the way this game started. But the main deck removal kind of came through and our opponent brainstorm locked themselves and there we go. The turn 7 combo in. Alright, another Delver deck. This is not black. No, actually it was, wasn't it? Yeah, they showed us Bowmasters, so it's like 4-color Delver. Okay. I don't know. I think I board in these 10 cards. I don't know, maybe the spell bombs are good too, maybe. I don't know. Let's board out the clunky combo. Yeah, let's try this. Sort of banking on Uro being able to win, which does. I don't know. I think Uro is sort of best when backed up by a lot more controlling elements than what I have. But that's just me. I am going to keep, but a one-lander versus Delver is rarely the good time that you're hoping for. Turn 1 DRC? No, Delver, okay. Land. I should have been more specific. Can I afford to do this? I'm going to bank on them not having Wasteland and other famous words to that effect spoken by naive and, you know, believing Delver player or legacy players. Okay, so they flipped the Delver. Attacking before making land drop always means Wasteland. No, it doesn't. Okay. Never mind. Alright, this is suddenly pretty interesting. Hello. Okay, so we drew the carpet we knew was coming. And I am gonna try and resolve that. And I'm gonna pass into my next main phase, and I think I'm gonna Bowmasters the DRC, and I'm gonna attempt to fatal push the Delver. They might have Daze, they might not have. Alright, so now I'm mostly worried about their Bowmasters. They could also go fetch land Murktide, which would also be pretty annoying. The next turn I'm going to be able to resolve the Nihil Spellbomb. Choose not to shuffle. Okay, so they could go for Bowmasters or Murktide right now. I'm not sure which I would be most afraid of. Looks like it's Murktide by the way the cost is being paid. That's a 4/4 Murktide though. Okay. No longer interested in Nihil Spellbomb, at least not for the time being. They give me 3 blue mana, or 3 mana. What am I gonna do here? If I make it green, I can cast both Uro and Deed. Although Deed right now just nukes my own board. Alright, let's choose blue and we can start off with a Ponder. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep these. Let's cast Aether Vial. And then let's cast Uro. If they want to daze me here, they can go ahead. So we know we have another Bowmaster coming next turn. But once I get to untap with Aether Vial on 1, I have access to Sylvan Safekeeper. This is suddenly not looking too good, this Deed, with, like, I have all the small permanents. Blue mana is being tapped here. What's going on? Ponder, okay, they're just Sending them into the Bowmasters. Even if they find a Bowmasters now, we have 2 more we can play to kill that one. So it's like if they find Surgical Extraction for Uro, that's somewhat annoying. But I mean, right now they have a 4/4 and we have a 1/1 and a 3/3. Red and black. Maybe they were like Molten Collapsing. Yeah, okay. That's actually really good. Okay. Can't do anything about that. I lost my carpet, which was really, really important. But at least we have this vial here that's going to be good over the coming turn. Yes. Okay, so how do we go about this? I would hate to play into days right now if I don't have to. Also, like, I could Nihil Spellbomb, but that grows their Murktide by 2, which is obviously still better than if they grow it by casting another Murktide. I think I am actually gonna try this Bowmasters, just main phase, get it in to grow my army. Okay, so it's in. No days. So we attack for 4, and now we have the vial that can flash in the safekeeper and protect our Bowmaster from like removal. But if they have the second Murktide here, it's pretty bad. I don't think they have it because I think they would have cast it pre-combat. Okay, I am going to flash this in through the vial. Now, Shieldred's Edict annoyingly would tilt this massively in their favor, because we would lose the army and then have a couple of 1/1s. Let's hope they don't have that. I'm gonna attack. I don't think if they have a Bowmasters of their own, they could kill my Sylvan Safekeeper here, which would be annoying. Okay, so they're lightning bolting that. I think I am gonna protect it. I don't think I can afford to brainstorm here with my floating mana in case they actually have a Bowmasters, so yep, I'm gonna move through this. And before damage, I'm gonna put in another Bowmasters and take 8 question mark. So they're at 2. What saves them here? Like another Murktide. Like if I exile their graveyard with my Spellbomb here, that leaves them with a 7/7 Murktide, and I'll be at 4. And if they just cast another Murktide on their turn, they still deal me 7. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass. They still deal me 7. They have a blocker, but I have 4 attackers. And just as long as 2 get through. Hey, we got there! Awesome! Wow, 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 wow. 2 and 2, and we beat one of the Delver decks. Alright, let's see if we can actually get a positive record. I'd love that. On the draw for the final round, and I'm going to keep this. Oh, it's an Ancient Tomb deck. I would love for you, my good person, to not put Chalice of the Void into play. I know theoretically we can like play around it, but I do really like where this, like what this Aether Vial is promising here. So I'm going to fetch Basic Swamp. So if we do end up with them going Blood Moon next turn, then at least we're not dead to that. This does mean I can't daze the next turn's play, which is an unfortunate sort of cost of that. That's a Camera Souls probably on Goblins. Yep. And so we couldn't have dazed anyways. But if they go like, oh wow, really? They're passing? That's interesting. Yeah, I was certain they were going to float mana and then put like one of their many 3-drop goblins into play. Oh, would you look at that? Um, I think I'm actually just gonna speed this up by a turn and bank on them not being able to remove. Like this loses to Fury, which is maybe that's unnecessary for me to take that risk. Then I am gonna make it an island here. But no, I am actually gonna go for it. So that means we can win. Okay, so mana is being cast here, and it is name sticker Goblin. Let's see if they hit 6, then we can daze a Muxus. They only hit 5. No Muxus. Maybe another name sticker Goblin? Yep. Oh, okay. Now we can no longer, unless they hit the lowest roll here, they have 7 now, so Muxus is live. Goblin Matron. Okay, so they have 4 mana. There should be limits to the. If they, oh yeah, if they just get broadside bombardiers, they get to kill my Divining Witch. Fuck me! Oh, I hate myself. Yep. Chrome Mox. God damn it. Okay. Imprinting nothing. I assume that's just what they're gonna fling. So next turn they can deal me like 2, 4, 5, 7, and then another 5, so 12. Oh man. Yep. Bye bye, Divining Witch. I hardly knew ye. So what's my out here? Like Fatal Push? Doesn't even do it. I guess Drown in the Lock to kill the Bombardiers. Bowmasters. I'm gonna actually name Elder here because I have the vial for my 2 drops, but if I draw Uro. Alright, so I'm gonna put Bowmasters in. I don't think I get to do what I want to do here, which is ping the Bombardiers and then put 2 creatures to block. I think he can just like fling something before blockers are announced. Like right now, it's only like it's just after you attack. Yeah, so good. Yeah, can't block the Bombardiers, so whatever. I think I will have to vial in Thassa here. Yeah, this was wholly preventable, I think. If I had done the thing that I wanted to do, or that I should have done with the not just playing out the Divining Witch at sorcery speed, but waiting one more turn. I guess it would it have been 2 more turns because so I have to wait one more turn. Then the vial is at 2, and then one more turn before I can put it in. I mean, this hardly seems to matter at this point. Do they just have lethal if let's say I let 2, 4, 6 connect, and then they just fling the ringleader for, yeah, whatever. I don't think Uro is gonna turn this around, so let's concede. Yeah, dismembers. The 3rd push seems good. Maybe like Force of Negation for Chalice. Maybe we are the kind of deck where we could hope to get into the mid game where Pernicious Deed could be used. Let's board out the Dazes, board out maybe some number of Worldly Tutors. Like 1-drops that are somewhat soft there. Orcish Bowmasters doesn't seem very exciting either. Aether Vial, some combo creatures, and a line, and some removal. I get neither. I mean, I almost feel like I can't keep this, but going down to 5 also seems really bad. I'm going to keep and bottom one of the Divining Witches, I think. Although Bowmasters just seems so completely anemic here. Maybe it is just better to have like a second copy of one of the combo creatures. Alright, let's keep and bottom the Bowmasters. Yep. Play Play Undercity Sewers, Surveil, Aether Isle would be good, or I guess I'll take Thassa. I mean, that means the combo is here, but as we've seen before, that doesn't need to account for that much. I'm gonna force pitch Drown in the Lock if I have to force something here, because I have to value the Ponder, find the lands we need. I am actually gonna force this Chromox right now. Might be a bit of a wild stab in the dark here, but I'm not sure I'm gonna have a target to point my Force of Negation on. Okay, come on, lands, and many of them, please. I mean, this is where the combo is at its ugliest, I think. So, like, we need 4 lands in play to execute the combo. And I don't think I can afford to draw, like, this is one land, I want that one, but I don't think I can afford to like, draw more, like, the next 2 cards. So I'm gonna place them in any order and shuffle. Hit a second Ponder, that's not the worst. Second Cavern of Souls. Says Chalice. Yeah. Okay, so would have been better for me to wait, but I didn't. Oh, the punishment. Oh, the punishment. This is just savagery. Battlecry Goblin. Okay. Second, please, I have a family. Oh my god, I'm just getting butchered here. Well, they can't pump them right now with the lands they have in play. And I just, oh, can you imagine if I had let that, well, I don't know, if I'd let the Chromox resolve, they would have had red mana right now. But then they wouldn't have had the Chalice. Yeah, it's probably not good. Goblin Ringleader. They whiff completely though. So, but they are attacking for 6. So I don't know what I need to have happen here. I just need to draw running lands. Oh no. They're attacking for so much. Okay. GG's. Well, that was a baseball bat to the face kind of ending to the league from my Goblins opponent. All right, so what to say? Well, I feel kind of the same way I did before I played this league. I feel like the deck, like the plan is not completely far-fetched, but it's also a little bit of a tall order to execute. If you don't have Aether Vial, it's like you need 4 mana on the combo turn, and for them not to be able to remove your creatures. With Aether Vial, it's a different story. It's like it's pretty reasonable to just like have 2 lands in play, a Vial on 2, you know, end of turn, Violin Witch untap, Violin Thassa, you're dead. But and I did enjoy. There was a game where Uro kind of took over, and that was pretty cool. I do enjoy being able to play that. I think if I were to pursue this, I don't know, like maybe I could like see myself trimming Worldly Tutors, maybe like at least 1, but I'm not sure. And also, I'm not sure about the 2 Dazes. If they should be another card. We are sort of in a world where we have 23 blue cards right now. So that's decent, but like almost no blue cards in the sideboard. So unless it's a combo matchup where we want the Forces of Negation or Stompy matchup, we're likely boarding out some number of blue cards and not boarding any blue cards in. So it pretty quickly dwindles. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had a good time playing it, even though I did get slapped around a bit. A 2-3 record is kind of sort of what I've been running into lately, or when I've been playing this deck. So if you like this channel, if you like legacy content like this, please go ahead and subscribe, like and comment, and all the other YouTube stuff. And I'll be back with some more legacy. Bye bye.